All right, 3 points, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Show, Season 4, Episode 28. And we have to start enjoying these games. Before we know, we're going to be in the summer. We're going to be wanting to know who's Arsenal is going to buy. But let's enjoy this for what it is right now. 3 vital points for Arsenal. Results over performance, I would say. So that's the way it's going to be in the run-in, the stretch. It's the top 4 run-in pretty much in the league. So want to welcome Gary to the show.
Hello, everybody in the chat. Welcome.
Usman, welcome. Joining us again. Viewers, a few times will have seen you before, but you are back for more, Usman.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be back on. Thank you for having me.
Not at all. And of course, Tony is back.
Yep, back after laser surgery on one eye. Felt like Galaga for 15 minutes on my eyeball. That was not a fun experience, and she only put one numbing drop in there so I could fill it on the parts that weren't numb. So, way to go, nurse. She's fired.
Everything on the mend, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
So we're expecting Alex from Cannon Fodder TV and of course Matt here as well to join us. So hey, we'll get into it. Initial thoughts, Gary, on the result: 1-0 away to Villa, and we like to take it one game at a time, but we had to look at this week as 3 games in 6 days.
Yeah, coming into this stretch, I was going to be happy with 4 points out of the 3 performances in each of the games. I think the best we played was in the Liverpool game, so I don't think we got the performances that I was hoping to get, but we got 6 points, so I'm going to take that. I'm happy for that. Our performances we still need to work on that. I don't think we played as good as we could have. So yeah, I'll take the 6 points, and we'll take the 2-week break and then get ready for Crystal Palace next. So yeah.
I want to welcome everybody in here. Welcome, Gunners. This is a nice way to start the interlull. Usman, we go into the interlull with 2 weeks now, and it would have been disappointing and drop some points going into that 2 weeks, knowing our fan base. But 3 points should keep everybody kind of happy and things ticking over a little bit.
Yeah, I'm very pleased that we got the win yesterday. We did lose to Liverpool. In honesty, I expected that kind of result to happen, but I didn't believe we were going to perform the way we did in that game. So I was surprised in a way, but it still ended how I thought it was going to happen. But thank goodness we got the 3 points at Villa Park. I thought Aston Villa were going to do a little bit better than they usually have. But thank goodness for us, that wasn't the case. So we go into the international break with the 3 points, and yeah, not much to worry about.
At this point, we're going to bring in Alex from Cannon Fodder TV from our sister channel. Alex,
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, good evening, people. It's like my second home.
You can say the rest of it. Time. All you Gunners from all over the world, right?
Absolutely, guys. Thank you, Ray, for the invitation. It's going to be a short one.
Absolutely. We were going to do it a week or 2 before, but you couldn't make it. But great to have you here. And for however long you're going to be with us, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, whatever it is. Great to have you
10
here.
Minutes.
Or 10 minutes. That's fine. We do have some people who want to come in as well. So don't feel like you're leaving us in the lurch. So if it's 10 minutes, we will take advantage of that 10 minutes, Alex. And put you through the ringer, as it were. So, Alex, what was your thoughts on the game yesterday?
Quite bitty, actually. I didn't realize how terrible Aston Villa were. Terrible. I mean, if I'm saying Aston Villa were quite bad, I mean, what does it say about Arsenal? But I think the most important thing is for Arsenal, it's not so much the performance rate, it's about the points. As we know, points make prizes. So as much as it was a bitty performance. I'm not even sure what happened to Ramsey. I think it was some injury or something, and Martinelli was out as well. But the most important thing is that we got the points, and we're kind of solidifying, dare I say, the fourth spot there. But yeah, it is what it is. Now we're at the business end of the season. Forget about the performance. It's just all about the points.
That's it. If we can get a performance, of course we'll take it, but it's going to be points over performance, and even Liverpool and City, they're gonna take points over performances at this point in time in their race for the title. We're in a slightly different race, and we're watching the other teams. We're watching you, Tottenham. We're watching you, West Ham, and we'll take a draw if we can get it today. So yeah, thanks Alex for joining us, and settle in for however long it is, and let us know when you're leaving. So we'll give you your final thoughts as well. Tony, your initial thoughts on the game yesterday, Tony?
My initial thoughts is the 3 points I thought we should get, and we got it. Underwhelming performance, like Gary said, but it's the start of 4 games that we have against teams 8th or lower. Only one that really scares me is Palace, because we deserved to lose that first game against them, and Lacazette came on, and that was kind of the start of seeing Lacazette this season, because we didn't see him up until that point. But all in all, it's 3 points with 3 games in 6 days. Things, I mean, with teams well rested, it shouldn't be much of a problem. But to answer Alex's question, it happened last weekend when Ramsdale got a knee in the thigh, so he's just his thighs tight. Arteta said he was struggling the last 50 minutes against Liverpool, so that's why he didn't travel.
Interesting. Yes, Alex?
No, sorry, I was just like, really? Saka says hello to Desmond and Alex.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't
No. So, yeah, Gary, that explains Leno stepping in for Ramsdale, and you and I always wanted, from the start when we've been doing this thing, Gary, we always wanted 2 decent goalkeepers, and an able deputy between the sticks is most welcome.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no, right? Yes, because yes, we want 2 reliable goalkeepers. I think Leno is okay. We saw the bits and pieces of him yesterday that are the reasons why Ramsdale actually supplanted him as the number 1 goalkeeper. I mean, his distribution is suspect, right? It's just not good. A lot of the long balls from him either went to the other team or went out of bounds. So there's just it's just not what he does well. And we didn't play from the back as much, I think, with him there. So it does slow us down a little bit as far as our movement up the pitch. So, and I think we did good with that, but also, like many have said, Villa basically didn't want to attack us either. So it made it easy for us not to have to deal with that either. I mean, if they, they're playing at home, you expect them to be on the front foot, and they just weren't. So we were able to take advantage of that, get a goal, and that's how we got the 3 points. I think it's partly some of the pressure that we put on teams, but also I don't think Villa came out to play much yesterday. And when they started to, then we saw they still got opportunities, right? So that's an issue. But yeah, Leno, you can see the difference between Leno and Ramsdale, and we weren't seeing big differences like that, or the critical differences like that, I should say. Now we know what Ramsdale gives us, and we know what Leno does, and you can see, what Arteta wants to do with his goalkeeper. So that was good to, that helps us out anyways as fans. But yeah. No, we got through it. His save at the end, he's good, making saves like that. So that's nothing. That doesn't surprise us,
Not
right?
stopping.
Yeah, but some of the other parts of the game that kind of kept it, allowed them to actually take a lot more control of the game in the second half. Part of that's his delivery with the ball. But we got like I said, we got the 6 points, more than I was expecting. So I'm going to take it and run with it, and then we need to come out, hopefully healthy. Be nice to have our original starting 11, right? Like Cedric's been doing well, but I would like to see Tomiyasu come back. Hopefully, Gabriel is healthy as well.
Yep.
So, yeah.
As Mr. Tom says, who cares what Spurs are doing? If you keep winning, you'll be playing midweek next season. Usman, this phenomenon of our rivals are, trying to criticize us for celebrating wins that we wouldn't have had last season. Neves, now Ashley Young, who had a torrid time against Bukayo Saka yesterday, coming out and being a little bit salty, Usman.
Some people don't want us to succeed. That's the only thing I can see from everybody else. And it's been like that for the past 10, 15 years. Even when I was a small kid, like no one wants Arsenal to be doing as well as we want to be doing. And there's the whole agenda against us. But I always knew that if we kept our heads down to the ground, do what we have to do, we will get back to where we're supposed to be. And right now, I give the team the fullest credit that it deserves. And not only that, I mean, I just want to touch a bit on Bernd Leno. I feel like he is the most underappreciated player in the whole team, all because of what Aaron Ramsdale is doing. Now, I appreciate what Ramsdale is doing. I feel like he's on a mad run of form. I feel like to his overall quality compared to what he's doing, he's on a mad form. Like if I was to compare the two goalkeepers overall, like this has nothing to do with form, but overall, I still think Bernd Leno is a way better goalkeeper than Ramsdale. But based on form, I give it to Ramsdale. But nevertheless, I just wish Bernd Leno wasn't criticized as much as he has been getting this whole season, just because of their whole playing. They're best on their best attributes, but whatever it takes for the team to get 3 points against whoever's in front of us, I'll take it no matter what.
Yeah, we'll come back to the goalkeeper debate, but Alex, jump in wherever you want to in terms of the.
I don't think Bernd Leno is underappreciated. I think with all goalkeepers, actually players, they all have an Achilles heel. And unfortunately, with Bernd Leno, he's not the best communicator. And we've been crying out for a goalkeeper like Ramsdale who can solidify, be confident. He's not fallible. He's not fallible. But I wouldn't say Leno's underappreciated. I think it's just the fact that literally we've got maybe two number ones and only one goalkeeper can play.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say he's unappreciated. I think.
I mean, I would say because I am critical of Leno, I didn't think we needed a goalkeeper, so I thought we could have dealt with Leno and fixed all the other problems that we had. Because Leno
I completely agree with you.
We knew what he can and cannot do, but based on what Arteta wants to do, it wasn't a great fit for him. Because Arteta has continually fixed that back line over and over again, and we know that there's gaps other places on the field. So that's more of an Arteta thing, and that's why it's changed. But like I said, you can see the difference between the goalkeepers, and it's not that Leno's, for me, not appreciated. It's just he doesn't fit what Arteta wants, right?
Yeah.
Arteta's not going to play him if it's if he needs a win. If he needs a win, he's not going to play him because he's got Ramsdale, and Ramsdale gives him what he wants.
Usman wanted to come back first, Tony.
Yeah.
Okay.
For you.
Now, when he said that we were calling out for a goalkeeper, I'm thinking, wasn't that the same question we were asked? Wasn't that the same thing we were asking for back in 2018 when Petr Cech was our goalkeeper? Because his first season was a success. His second season was questionable. Third season showed that age was getting onto him, and we needed the goalkeeper. So, has our goalkeeper situation not been fixed before we got Aaron Ramsdale? That's the question I'm asking.
I'll tell you this: I actually liked Matty
Turner.
Ryan
Turner. Matt Ryan. Sorry, I actually liked Matt Ryan because of the things that Alex was talking about. One, he's tremendous in terms of commanding his box. like when the ball is in the air, he goes and gets it. There was no doubt that he's going to get the ball, and that's kind of some of the things that we saw from Emi Martinez. Yes, I brought his name up, but they commanded their box a lot better than Leno did. That's in my eyes, yeah. And I actually liked Matt Ryan. I thought he would have been a good replacement if that's what we were going to do. But we went with Ramsdale, and what's weird is we needed a starting goalkeeper. Matt Ryan wasn't going to stay unless he was guaranteed to be a starter. So obviously they didn't see a starter in him. But I thought he was actually worthy of being a player for us. So yeah, not jumping on you, Usman. I like I said,
Yeah.
I would have kept Leno and fixed everything in front of him.
Let me just say, Usman didn't disappear. He did say he had to go get a package. So I get the feeling he's not backing
the
out.
package, is it?
He's not backing out of this conversation, I believe. But Alex, just to stay with you, because I know I'm conscious that you're going to be leaving us pretty soon.
Yeah.
And we'll all have time to settle into the discussion. But we've gone from Peter Cech to Bernd Leno to Matty Ryan. Martinez was in there somewhere as well. And now we've gone to Ramsdale. Whatever way you look at it, Alex, we have improved the goalkeeping position over the last 3 or 4 years.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And I think even you see the scenes at the end of the game yesterday. Where was Ramsdale? He was literally like going
right in the middle.
Hugging everyone. So, I mean, no doubt you can see literally there's a togetherness that I've not seen amongst our players for the longest time. But I've always said with Ramsdale, literally, he has been the catalyst. I mean, you can have a strong back four, but you need a commanding goalkeeper at the back who's going to let you know when you slipped up.
Yeah.
And Ramsdale is that goalkeeper. Leno is not that kind of goalkeeper. He's a good shot stopper, but he's not so commanding in his area, and that's an Achilles heel. I mean, any manager worth his weight, in gold will say, all right, okay, just loop the ball up, put it in the air, and Leno will be quite fallible. But with Ramsdale, I'm thinking, this guy, get all day long, who would I prefer to choose? It would be Ramsdale all day long rather than Leno. And Leno is a good shot stopper. But we've got 2 goalkeepers. Is Leno going to stay at Arsenal? Is he going to be happy to be number 2? Only he knows.
I think he's already it's already been mooted that he is leaving in the summer. We have Matt Turner coming in. Another Matt.
Another Turner.
Another Turner. Instead of Tony, we have a Matt Turner. But yeah, I mean, like you said, Alex, different characteristics from different goalkeepers. Ramsdale helps us building from the back. The most important thing we just talked about is communication amongst that goalkeeper and the back four, and even Partey ahead of him. All of those defenders know pretty much what Ramsdale wants, because they're going to have to give the ball back to him at certain points in time, and he knows what he wants from his defenders as well. So we're seeing that on the field throughout the season, and we're also seeing something we didn't know about, Alex, is the unity, as you mentioned, with Bernd Leno, and the squad happiness and unity seems to be there in abundance.
You can't beat that. You can't beat that wherever you go, whichever team you have. If you've got like a togetherness, we live and die, as a team, not as individuals. And I am liking that. I'm like, where are we going to finish at the end of the season? Tony, are we going to get in top 4?
We should. We mess up if we don't. It's ours to lose. I think we're
exactly.
Yeah, it is ours to lose, and this was another step, Alex, in the right direction. And with St. Patrick's Day, I had to coin the phrase "Saka Gold" at the end of the rainbow, and I just like that title because teams go away from home. You're not going to get a lot of chances if you don't play well, Alex. You need to take one of those chances, and we did that yesterday. We were efficient. Saka being the product the end product on the field for us.
Yeah, but like I said, I think at the business end of this season, it's not so much about the performance. It's literally about eking out, the wins. No matter how it comes, whether it's a horrible game, the most important thing is the points.
Yep.
and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go, unfortunately. 'Cause yeah.
That's why I kept you talking for the last 3 or 4 minutes.
That's why you kept me on mute.
Good having you on.
I did not put you on mute.
It's good to be back at my second home. Thank you, Ray, for the invite. DWTT and of course Tony, who's ever watching our guys. Make sure that you do subscribe to Arsenal Fan Circle. It's a wonderful channel. But hopefully I'll be back very, very soon, guys. But I've really got to go. All
right.
And thank you very much, guys.
Mahir, I did send you the link, Mahir. Thanks, Alex.
All right, see you, Alex.
Mahir said you didn't.
See you later, Tony.
I believe Mahir, Ray. You're too busy telling me to be PG-13. Can I have my say on the goalkeeper thing now?
Yeah, go, jump in. Mahir, I'm sending you the link right now again.
I'm not that far off of Usman. I think Leno's great in the sticks. Last year, we had a constant revolving door at the back four. We had 4 different players playing at right back. We had 37 different lineups out of 38 games. So I think a lot of that was just having different players around him. He never knew who was going to be around him. Didn't know what they were going to do. It's not fair to have a constant revolving door. I hope Ramsdale having basically the same lineup. Only difference is if Tomiyaso's hurt or if Tierney's hurt. Other than that, he's going to get the same 2 directly in front of him. But I think other than that, his vocal, I know he doesn't have a vocal part of him. But I don't think it's needed if you got a solid back four in front of you, which we didn't have.
Hey, we can keep this short. We don't have to talk about Leno all evening. But Gary, I know by Gary, he's just ready to jump.
No, I actually disagree with that wholeheartedly. That we don't need communication from our goalkeeper, and that wasn't pretty clear when we had Matt Ryan in the game. That the communication with the back line and the goalkeeper, everything was there. You could actually see it. You can see the difference between the 2 goalkeepers. He's got, like I said, he is a good shot stopper. But there are differences that also, I believe, Arteta's looking for. I mean, if we're going to play out from the back, then we need a goalkeeper that can do that.
We're not playing out from the back like we used to.
We have been playing out from the back. We weren't doing it.
How many times do you see long balls all the way up to Martinelli?
When Ramsdale's in there, I
new
don't
goalkeeper,
see as many.
New tactic.
I don't see as many as I did yesterday.
Yeah,
yesterday
the percentages are different.
Yesterday we saw a lot of long balls, and every long ball, maybe 1 out of every 10 got to us.
Well, he hasn't had practice, has he?
And half of them went out of bounds.
How much practice has he had at doing it?
He goes to practice every day. He's gonna get called on.
But no,
he gets
we said the same thing about Lacazette. We said Lacazette has been out for the first part of the season, comes in and gives the coach what he wants. Right? Is he as good as what he wants? No, but he gives him what he wants. So I think it's not a dig on Leno. It's just the skill sets are different between the goalkeepers, and for me, it's pretty clear. I believe it's clear that we can see the differences there. I mean, when Gabriel kicked the ball and made that really lazy pass and it turned into a goal, Ramsdale was there communicating with him, basically telling him to get on with it. We got a game to play.
Yeah.
And in the past, that wouldn't be Leno. That wouldn't have been Leno doing that.
Heads would drop. You're right. You're right, Gary.
Think about it. I just remember the one game where I think it was Saka kicked the ball off of Chris Wood's hip and it went in. Nobody communicated with anybody after that.
Yeah.
I mean, we are a different team now, and it's because of some of the players, but also since Ramsdale's been in the games, I believe we've seen a lot more togetherness and a lot more communication with the team. So,
Yeah, I mean, you get different things from different players, and Ramsdale gives us a little bit more going forward, connecting the play and communicating. Leno is a very good goalkeeper, and a couple of seasons ago, him and Aubameyang kept us going throughout that season. Aubameyang's goals and Leno's shot stopping. Mahir, I did send you the link, brother. I did.
Yes, few minutes ago. Yes, thank you very much.
Before that,
Sorry, it says on my screen 8:28, and that was like just now. What was like 2 minutes ago?
He's
But
got
anyway, shout
He
out.
was busy, Stitcher and me telling me to be PG-13. That's why
Yay,
Mahir's in
what are you?
Adidas. We're in
You,
support.
you lucky I'm not coming for you, Ray. Lucky. Don't pick on any of our co-hosts here, please.
Steven said, take nothing away from Leto. He's still a fantastic keeper and showing top mentality to come in and play the way he did after being on the bench for so long. He's still a good
Yeah.
number one for a team.
For a team. That's quite cheeky. But I firstly wanted to just say something. Shout out to you guys. It's such a pleasure having Alex on. And Usman, we haven't seen in who knows how long. I've got a whole thick beard the last time since I've seen Usman, man.
Good news.
Good
Good
having
to see you too,
Usman-
Mahir.
Good news
Good
having
to see
Usman
you,
with
man.
us, but bad news. Tottenham are leading 3-1. Against
it's
West
over
Ham.
now, so it's a final.
I
so.
mean,
Arteta
Yeah.
should be instilling a us versus everyone mentality to galvanize the squad. All the best teams over the years have done it. I think we started doing that, Steve Denham. Shout out to everyone here, says Mahir. Much love and appreciation. We always
yes,
have
sir. Yes,
always
sir.
have fun on a Sunday, and we're going to have a Kahoot quiz a little bit later to celebrate this win. So
Of
hopefully
course.
we can get. Mahir, have you been sanctioned by Ray? I am not the dictator that I'm.
The guys are wondering now, man, why am I in the chat?
Not true.
And then Tony was telling me, he was censoring him all the time. Too busy.
Good, Glenn. Great to see you here. I've had a good weekend. I know you're a Max Verstappen follower. I'm a lapsed Ferrari fan, so I'm glad
Yeah,
Ferrari
same.
won two
Mm.
tonight, in the championship, getting things off to a good start for Leclerc and Ferrari. Really watch it. You'll get wrong for celebrating. Well, how did I get this reputation, Tony?
Ashley Young. What a
Not what?
bellend.
How do we what?
I've never seen. Well, Alex from Cannon Fodder, Mr. Tom was on, and Usman here, top right. He's been on with us before, but yeah, good stuff. Mr. Tom is enjoying life. He's a Leeds fan, Usman, and Leeds had a very good win over Wolverhampton Wanderers. But I always say Arsenal broke Wolverhampton Wanderers about a month ago, Usman.
They deserved it. Like, honestly, they've deserved it because the amount of times we've lost to Wolves, I always question, how do we lose to Wolves? Like, no disrespect. Like, they're one of those clubs that once they've been promoted to the Premier League and found a place in the table and stayed there, they basically done what Leicester City have done, but not fully because they haven't won the Premier League. But I don't understand how we lose. And I know we lose to all other teams, but it's just that one team where they just decide to play 5 defenders at the back, have Diama Traore bomb up front, and just give the ball to Neves. We'll give it to Jimenez, and that's it. At least they have Pedro Neto doing something here and there, but yeah, they deserve to be broken mentally. And if they like, give us Ruben Neves while they're at it.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Mr. Tom says it is amazing what winning lots of football matches does for team spirit. Gary, we didn't get doubles last season against Wolves, Leicester, or Villa. Accomplished this season, Wolves, Leicester, and Villa doubles. Thank you very much.
Oh, hi.
The vampires
Yeah,
out during the
Nice.
daytime.
Oh, look at who is that? We got all the guest stars coming in today.
It is
Hello.
Tony's kryptonite is here.
So kidding.
We got
Tony's
Usman, we
kryptonite
got
is here.
Alex,
He
we
used
got
to be my best buddy.
now we got this guy Sam.
Sam,
Howdy
he used to be my best buddy.
doody.
No, I was just
I don't
gonna
like
say
random-
like they
I don't
showed
like
us
England,
stat.
Sam. He needs to go back to Norway. The sequels made him talk to me.
Since he's been here, right? We just had that terrible January, but otherwise we've been happy, right?
Definitely.
I think you were in transition in January, right, Sam? You're settled now,
Yeah.
right?
I'm in a much more happy place now. That's for sure.
Damn, you
and
actually,
so is
you know what?
Arsenal.
He was out nightly stalking Arteta.
Yeah.
Sam looks like he had a great day, man. With the way he looks like he did everything today,
Yeah.
and he's looking super good,
You know,
man.
but that's it. You know, that's it. Just let it fly.
Yeah. No, I was
That's
just
good,
gonna
right?
say, like, they showed that stat where last season we were like three points out of 18 against those three teams, and this year 18 out of 18. So the teams we're supposed to beat, we're beating, and that's what all we have to do. We have to do that with 3 more times.
Yeah.
I think we'll be pretty
Look,
good after that. It would be nice to see that happen, and after that, we got to do it again. So,
and I had to make apologies for Arteta last season. We're breaking bad records, losing doubles against Wolves, Leicester, and Villa last season for major amount of years. We hadn't done that, but things have come pretty good this year. So Sam, what's your initial thoughts on, I guess, the season so far, and more specifically yesterday's results?
The result yesterday sort of went as expected. We did the job. But you know what? I think we've won 6 out of 7 now. Only losing to Liverpool, which we sort of, we expected that as well, but we played quite well.
Yep.
But overall, we're getting the job done, and that's what we struggled with the last couple of seasons, was getting the job done. We were always stumbling against teams we shouldn't be stumbling against, and our performance was pretty poor. We weren't really getting anything done, and we were all frustrated with the way we were playing. But now I have to say we're playing quite well. At times we're playing very well, I would say. It's definitely a lot more fluid, there's a lot more cohesion in what we do, especially in the attacking part of our play. I definitely think not playing midweek, having all that extra time on the training field, especially the periods of time we've had now where we've had long periods of time without games, I think the team has really benefited from that in terms of, gelling together, coming together. You can see the team now are much more of a unit, they're much more together, and I really think this time, the extra time the team has had this season together has really helped accelerate that and bring that, into where we are right now. And I'm really pleased with that. I really am. I can see a lot of progress the last few months. I can see we have improved, and the results show that. No matter what anybody says now, the results show it, and the way we play shows it. I mean, we're playing so much better now, I think, overall as well.
Rudy said, "Oh no, my hair in Spurs colors." I bet Rudy that he's just turned off the camera. He's doing a little kit change. I wouldn't be surprised if he changes
He
out.
just had an Adidas shirt on, gave him a break.
Ramsdale does long balls, but the big difference is they find the target. So nothing is said. But Leno isn't as good as so they get noticed more. His distribution is definitely not as good. It's a tough away game in Premier League. I'll have the points over performances any day, please. Melvin, I think, said something here earlier, Sam, with 10 games to go. I just think it's a consequence of a young team maybe getting a little bit tense, feeling the pressure a little bit, that performances are not coming as fluidly. What's your beat on it, Sam?
I think the performances have been quite good, to be honest. I think we've done the job. We've done Wolves twice. We beat Leicester. We beat Villa with Gerrard. It's not as easy a fixture as you think going to Villa Park with Gerrard as their manager. I think that was a pretty good result, to be honest. Even though Villa's not quite the team they were last season, but I still think we've pulled out some good results, and it is in our hands. We can't rely on other teams like we saw West Ham today. You can't rely on West Ham and these other teams. We got we've got this in our hands. We have to win the games and get the points in from the games we're playing, and that's what we've got to do. And as long as we do that, we will get that Champions League spot.
Yeah, definitely. Gary, what do you think of the? There's not a lot of protection towards Bukayo Saka, and I think rumors were he was that's what he was mentioning to the referee at halftime. I'm going to run at players, and I need to have a little bit of protection if I'm getting tackled. His ankles were bleeding after the game.
I mean, well, there you go. What more can you say? I mean, they drew blood, and it still meant nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I don't understand it. I don't understand. And it's not just Saka, because we saw it. I saw it later in the day as well. Same thing. Players is not getting protected by the officials, and other teams can just knock them down as many times as they want, just because they're slower and not as fast. And that's
physically knock them down as well. Lacazette getting pushed over by McGinn.
Yeah, and I don't. Did they give anything for that? I don't remember if they gave anything for that. Right. So
no, Granit Xhaka does that to any one of their players. He's getting red straight away.
But can we talk about that for a minute?
My God, yeah, we can actually
talk about what?
About Xhaka's foul. If Lacazette didn't tell him to get his ass back to the referee, he probably would have
been a red. Yes,
he probably would have got a red. Because Xhaka was just walking off, didn't pay any attention to what
we've seen this in recent games with Lacazette feeling that leadership role. He knows Granit Xhaka. He's getting in front of. He's getting between.
And this is coming from also the fact he's part of the leadership core, and time and time again he shows us he's not. He doesn't, because he should know better than that. He should know better than that, because supposedly he's supposed to know better than that, right? And he doesn't. So that's the part that I don't get, and that's where we talk about Lacazette and who's going to follow in his lead, right? And it can't. It's not if it's Xhaka, then we're in trouble, right? Because he's not really a good leader of men in terms of what needs to be done.
Did you guys notice Tierney got the armband?
Yesterday.
So looks like Tierney's next in line, doesn't it? It seems to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's happened more than once now, Sam. I think
it's definitely happened more than once. Definitely happened more than once.
Kind of like designated survivor, right?
Yeah, no, it's just interesting because it must mean he's in the running for the captaincy for next season, I would think.
I don't think he will be. I think it'll be your fellow former countryman. I think it'll be Odegaard.
Really?
I don't understand why. Everybody, just because he's playing better, that's not a reason for it. That's not what the for me. That's not what the armband means.
Yeah, he has leadership qualities. It's just I just don't think he's been at Arsenal long enough, and I think we need a more senior player, someone who's older and been at the club longer. Really, for me, but I don't know.
Usman, what's your thoughts on the next captain? Who do you think is who are the leading candidates for you?
First of all, I'm not going to put Xhaka in the conversation because I feel like he's going to get sold in the summer. And after that's happened, it's down to 3 players. First, I would have Kieran Tierney. I feel like he's the most likely option to have as captain. And I'm judging it based on the fact that he was the captain of Celtic before he came and joined us. And Celtic is one of the biggest clubs in the UK. Mm-hmm. So that is not an easy task.
Yeah.
Vice, probably Odegaard second, mostly because he's the captain of his national team. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure they have senior players in the team like Joshua King and whatnot. And the fact that he's the captain of the country, it speaks volumes.
Yep.
And just behind them probably be Aaron Ramsdale, but due to the fact that he hasn't been in the team for long enough, so I wouldn't put the armband on him. But yeah, for me, it's most likely Tierney with Odegaard as vice captain if Lacazette does leave at the end of the season.
That's a good shout.
Good shout, though.
Maher, do you think Harry Kane would suit Arteta ball?
Let's ask everybody. Simple answer: yes or no. I'm on the fence.
Can you
I
imagine?
mean,
Can you imagine what would happen to Twitter if Arsenal got Harry Kane?
oh my days.
I will say,
And you know what? And then he scores an own goal against that team. That just would be perfect, right? On a cross
Not
comes
an
in
own
and he's
goal,
supposed to
Gary.
clear it, and he
Twitter,
does
No,
it, and he goes in for a goal.
Twitter would just be shut down for a month.
you know what? Not even an own goal, guys. Imagine coming into our theater side, no, and he actually bangs as a striker and we got him for like I don't know. I'll give him a 30 mil. I'll give him a 30
Yeah,
mil.
you know what? That would definitely talking about fans storming Emirates. Fans storming Emirates. This basically would happen, right? If there's even much less there's talk. There's like here's the signing is happening today, right?
Yo,
Nah.
shut
Nah.
down.
And also, we're not spending that money on him anyway, so it's a mute. It's
Yeah,
mute,
too
right?
much.
It's a mute.
It's a mute
Yeah, that's
point.
why I said 30 mil.
it's a mute point
Look at
indeed.
the money Holland's going to cost with all the fees and everything. They want his agent wants 30 million euros.
Nev.
I thought we
Imagine
covered
if
all of those
the
big
cost
agent
like
fees would
100
go
team.
away, and they didn't.
Yeah.
You took us 100 team.
30 million euros and sign-on fee of I think Holland is going to get 50 million euro sign-on fee, and then he's going to have 500k a week is what they're talking about his wages.
Nev.
You know what?
Bye-bye,
You
Harlan. Sorry. Can't do it. Can't do it, right?
Can't do it, unfortunately. As much as we would love something like that as a statement signing, guys.
We have
You
the
haven't
money.
even-
It just
You
wouldn't
haven't
be right,
even
would it?
talked. You haven't even talked the transfer fee on top of that.
Well, no, he's on a release clause of what was it, 80?
Yeah, so 80 plus the 50 plus the 30.
And it drops to 60 next summer. It drops to 60, so
Yeah.
we're trying to sell him before then.
That's we're gonna have plenty of time to discuss the summertime. So, Gary, we'll start talking about the game. I thought we were going through the motions a little bit. One of my notes say after about 15, 18 minutes, Arsenal waiting for a chance to come. I felt like we were biding our time, for me a little bit. Although we did start a little bit brightly with Erdegaard to Partey had a shot after 10 minutes across by Saka. I come off the defender. We nearly had an own goal, saved by Martinez. Stuff like that. But I felt like we were feeling the effects of the first two games in the week.
Is that really what you think? I didn't think. I just thought we. I mean,
did you think we started brightly?
I like to think we could have. If we either we start out slow. I don't. Because you got to play 90 minutes. I can understand after like 30 minutes you kind of start to wear down. But you got to give me at least the first 20, 30 minutes where I feel like you're on the front foot. So for me, it's whatever's being said. Just doesn't make any sense sometimes. I mean, Saka was definitely putting a lot of pressure on them. For me, when they were able to get the ball to him with space out there, they weren't attacking us, so we should have been attacking them a lot more, right?
And
they had no part. They had no intention to press us or anything like that. They weren't intent to score. It didn't seem for me. So I maybe we were tired, but you know what? I don't know. We've been resting for so long. At some point, you're gonna have to have a little bit of pressure and be able give me at least a half, right? So I don't know.
And Ramsey did have a foul on Emile Smith-Rowe, yellow carded for that after 50 minutes. Usman. But yeah, I thought we were waiting. I think we were controlling the game, but we were waiting for the chance to come. I was just thinking, let's not get into the second half here, hoping to get that goal, Usman. So that was my thoughts anyway after the first quarter of the game. What do you think of the first quarter of the game, Usman?
I felt like that we did we did play well in the first half. We ticked every box except the final third, where we should have put away most of the chances that we had. And I respect the task that Lacazette's performing, being the provider for like Smith Rowe and Saka to go ahead
Yeah.
and put in the killing blows. But if we had done a better job in the final third, then we would have won the game like a 2-0, 3-0. And if that was really the case, then I feel like Pepe should have had a start,
Yeah,
maybe.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Usman.
I think Mahir and Gary were on with us yesterday on the pre-game show. We pretty much felt that they would go pretty strong. We didn't know obviously about Leno, and we knew Cedric would probably come in. But apart from
Yeah.
that, I thought it was a pretty strong side. So Tony, my thoughts were I thought we started a little bit slow, albeit we controlled the game. We didn't produce a whole lot though. Apart from the biggest thing was that shot that came in off the defender and Martinez had to save it as near post. Hey Noe.
Yeah, we started slow, but we really had a better first half than the second half. We shouldn't be that tired. We haven't been playing 3 times a week, so should have been ready, should have been up for it. I just think everybody was kind of like we always are on an international break. Seemed like everybody's mind's already gone on where they're going on vacation or where they're going to play. Just the players don't show up. That's why the Palace game scares me when we come back from break, because I'm not sure if heads will be in the game. And
Yeah.
if not, we'll get beat.
Yeah. No, you're right. We coming back from that international break is going to be a tough one. So I thought legs were a little bit tired after. This is what we are though. This is what we've done in the January window. We've not gone out and gotten a player to help.
We got rid of 3 players.
We trimmed down the squad. We're going with what we have, Mahir. 3 games in 6 days. In some ways, fortunate to get 6 points out of it, but here we are, 6 points, 2 wins out of 3. But I thought the first quarter of the game we started a bit slow personally.
Yeah, I mean, you know what was nice? I actually managed to. I was gonna watch it on stream, and then I noticed that there was a lodge here down the road from me, and they've got like a little bar area. I mean, I don't drink or anything. You guys know me. But I just walked down the road, and there was nobody there, and I was like, "You mind changing the channel?" My guy was like, "No, there's nobody here, bro." So he changed the channel for me, and I was watching the entire game, no interruptions. I was like, "Oh yes, this is fantastic! Finally."
Nice one. Nice one.
And yeah, we did start off slow. It's just what we've become. I mean, if we knew we didn't have reinforcements, as in making changes, and players are going to get burnt out, which we knew. I don't understand why we didn't get reinforcements in the January window. Not the January window, the last window that passed. Why we didn't go and get a striker? Because, like you guys just said, if that was a clinical striker up front, it's a comfortable win. Comfortable.
Yeah.
3-0, maybe even by half time.
Yeah.
Like, we're just sitting there like, yo, we can pack in another 2 goals, we can sit back and do whatever the hell we want to do. But we made it difficult for ourselves. We started off well, but slowly. And yeah.
All right, Tony, you want to jump in real quick before we go to Sam?
No, I was just going to ask Usman what he thought of our January window of getting rid of 3 players, not bringing any in.
Pathetic. Ridiculous.
Anyway,
And I ask why. I don't understand why we brought all these players and brought nobody in. The moment they started talking about Dusan Vlahovic, I knew instantly we were not going to get him, because if we were, then the whole story would have been wrapped up a long while ago. In fact, if Arteta wanted Aubameyang out of the club, he could have waited till the end of the season and probably struck a deal with Fiorentina and said, okay, we can give you the player, but he won't come until next season. Kind of like what Liverpool did with Red Bull Leipzig for Naby Keita, but it was a season before he came into the team. And yeah, it's just they just wasted their whole time on Dusan Vlahovic and never got him in the end. So not my favorite window, to be honest.
Yeah. All right. We got it. Finally, Sam, we got around to you. Tony tried to cut you off there. I saw that.
I did
No
that.
worries. We're used to Tony's tactics.
So
No,
yeah,
no,
listen.
the game, yeah.
I thought personally we started off not great, although we had good possession. We were waiting for the chance to come. Ashley Young out there playing left back against Bukayo Saka, and pretty soon that would come to pass. Saka would get joy out of him.
Times where he doesn't come, right?
Yeah, well, Ashley Young is not really a great left back, is he? He's played that position several times before for the various teams. But yeah, he's not really good at that position. So Saka was going to get the better of him. But yeah, no, I thought we did what we needed to do. I thought we controlled the game quite nicely. We didn't really we didn't have to sort of get out of our comfort zone. Yes, you can say we didn't really create a lot, but at the same time, I think you got to realize now we're in a position where we need points, right? So we can't. It's not like a cup final where you have to try maybe and win the game, go gung ho and win the last 10 minutes or whatever. You have to be controlled. You can't fuck up. You can't let in goals and lose games now. So we're in this position where we need to be controlled. So I think we're going to see now more pragmatic, balanced approach where we are, maybe we're not taking so many chances as we normally would try to, because we need to make sure we're controlling the games more. And I think that's what we did very well against them. I thought we was in control. I didn't feel like Villa. I thought we took Villa's defence apart pretty easily when we tried. We had several attacks where, like the other guys have been saying, the final third is where we let ourselves down in that final ball, the final shot or the final pass, which went awry. But until we actually got to that final ball, if you want to say that, we took them apart pretty easily. We got through their defence pretty easily. We were too quick. Our movement was too good. And yeah, so for me, we were always really in control of that game, and I wasn't really that worried. But when it's just 1-0, it's so typical. When it's just 1-0, you don't get that second goal, and you just know, oh my God, it's only going to take a stupid corner or a stupid free kick, or Xhaka's going to get a fucking red card, and you just know that they could get that 1-1 and just mess it all up, right? That's the thing.
Yeah. And so, Gary, the fouls out there and the touchline from Ashley Young, and a little bit of poetic justice. Saka being fouled. They work a training ground routine 1-2. They have an overload on the right with Cedric. The ball goes in and it eventually finds its way back to Saka in the center of the box. Takes a good clean shot. The goalkeeper is onside it, and we're able to get that goal that we need.
Yeah, no, I mean it's one of those things where I always say, what did I say? I always say, just shoot it, and I don't believe he took an extra touch in that thing. I think he was all prepared to take a shot and put his foot through it, and it kind of trickled through a massive legs. By the time Emmy saw it, too late, right? So yeah, perfect. And for me, that's some of the things that I'd like to see the team do a lot more of, is just take the shot, don't wait, he set himself up perfectly, right? Got the ball outside and then kind of made his way back into the middle of the box there, and then boom, was able to put it through. So yeah, I'll take it all day. I just want more of it. I'm greedy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know he can do it. So then, can we do it again? Because a lot of times he doesn't. So I want more of that. I'm gonna be
our number 9 down here is taking that, but that's all good. He had a rough game yesterday, so we'll give him that time to rest. We need him 2 weeks rest. He should be back for Palace, right? Usman, the season that Saka's having now is 9 goals for the season, Usman. He's been one of the bright lights for us this season, along with Emil Smith Rowe. Lacazette can't score. He's at least facilitating and helping Saka develop and Emil Smith Rowe develop this season.
I'm impressed with Saka this season. Like he has doing more than I had expected for him, and I think it had to do with the Euro finals from that penalty that he took that cost England the whole Euros. Which, by the way, I actually wanted Italy to win, so great. yeah, whatever. If you are Irish, you will understand.
The full story.
Listen, if you are Irish, you will understand. But I'm not going to get into that. So with Saka,
I understand.
I think he took the whole downfall as motivation and just turned it around with the season that he's performing. And yeah, I'm really proud of him what he's doing this season, and hopefully more of the same. And hopefully other players in the team like Martinelli can come up to what he's doing.
Yeah. Tony, in a game like this, you're going to need something, and we got it from Saka yesterday. A little worried about Granit Xhaka in the build-up. He was instrumental in that box, getting the ball back to Saka, right?
Yeah. I always talk about Saka. Talk about the X-Man. Hopefully he's gone in the summer like Usman says. I kind of think he's a stay since we need so many players. It's be a big mistake, but I think he probably ends up staying. But Saka, to me, he's still been overplayed. Starting off the season, he was real close to having a shooting boots on. Now he's finally found it. Gary says to shoot the ball when it comes to you, shoot it. He's always looking to pass it. Unlike Martinelli, who's just running straight towards the goal and doesn't ever pass to his teammates and just always looking for a shot. I'd rather see Saka just shoot it when it comes to his feet because he's usually in a good position to score when it does come to him because Lacazette's holding up the play most of the time, drawing people to him, and he's usually fairly open. That's why we've seen a lot of the through balls. 4 months.
Yeah, and then in the 32nd minute, Maher, we have the Mings foul on Saka. I thought Jimenez, going back to the Wolves Leeds game, I thought Jimenez and the goalkeeper were entitled to go for that ball. It was a 50-50 decision. One of those 50-50 challenges.
Yeah.
And I have to be consistent and say the same thing. Mings was going for the ball. He was going to win that ball as well. And Saka, he got caught. But I believe it's not a yellow card. It's not a red card in my determination, if I'm being consistent.
Same here. I think it was just a foul. Even the commentator, he said, you know what, Mings was very unlucky to get that yellow. You could see somehow, more or less, sometimes what they do think about that is trying to give us maybe a little bit of like a calling our way, for example. And in that terms, I think was Mings the one that was sliding.
Sliding with his foot, yeah.
Sliding, but it just caught him on the follow-up, basically, on the ball.
Caught him
But
on the
there was
ankle.
no red necessary. Not even a foul. Well, maybe a foul, but yeah, you could see where it came from. It's just one of those things, the 50-50s.
And this is the kind of protection, Sam, that Saka is trying to get from the referees.
Well, unfortunately, this is the way football gets played now, where they will try and get at him physically to stop him because they know what a threat he is, right? That's their way of trying to. Remember, they did it with Reyes. It ruined Reyes' career. Eduardo broke his leg. So.
Diaby.
Careful of these things because that's the way they're going to play him now. But at the same time, you got to remember that football is still a contact sport, so they are allowed to go in and and have that that tackle on him. It's just when the tackle is hard, the referees do need to make sure they're giving the yellow and the red cards. And that's where, unfortunately, we can't trust that, right? Because we know how bad the refereeing is, especially in the Premier League.
He caught Saka on the follow through, says Riddy. Gary, what's your thoughts on the Mings challenge on Saka?
Yeah, like Sam said, I mean, they need to protect some of the players because they're just going to get injured. I mean, and then they gave the foul to Xhaka for consistent fouling, but you have stuff like that going on.
Yeah.
And, not as harshly. They look at that meticulously. I understand why, but then there's McGinn and Matty Cash. I think also probably had some opportunity, plays that they made that could have been yellows that weren't given. It's consistently, they were consistently fouling as well, and maybe not all in the same 30-second period, but it's definitely happening. So yeah, I mean, they definitely need to protect the players, especially when it needs to happen earlier in the game, so it doesn't continue. They let it fester for too long, and then eventually give the card. It's too late now. You just have been allowed to beat up this player for the first part of the game. So I don't think that's necessary. I don't think it's part of the game either, because if it's other players, if that's in a City or a City or a Liverpool game, they're calling it. They're calling it. So it seems like they kind of look at things a little differently, and it should be consistent across the board, no matter who's playing. So that's my thinking on that. I had a comment I wanted to say that Usman was talking about, Saka starting to look much better, and I think we're seeing that progression. I think the next one to come, though, is Martinelli, because right now he's putting himself in positions. His finishing is not there, just like Saka's wasn't, and Saka's getting better, just like Emil Smith-Rowe getting better. Like all three of them are kind of trending to getting better at finishing their shots. So that, for me, that's not necessarily needs to happen this season, but they're trending correct, in a good manner. And next year, hopefully next year at the same time, we'll be laughing because hopefully they all have their double-digit goals. At least
I believe, as Martinelli will be laughing next year because he won't have Lacazette beside him. He won't have Granit Xhaka beside him. He's going to have two better players. I can say that with some certainty because we're going to upgrade.
Ruben Neves, Yuri Telemans.
Yeah, and definitely he's going to improve. I don't think he can improve with Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka is not able to slide him in with a through ball that he needs to be that split second ahead of a defender coming across to him. Lacazette is doing what he can up front, and yes, he's been good for us. But definitely having Xhaka and Lacazette, you're not going to shine in that team. I don't know if anybody disagrees with me on that one.
Nope.
I think it needs to be in the middle of the pitch instead of on the wing.
Yeah.
I think he just needs the ball and just straight to the net with it.
So, Tony, the other part of that sequence of play, Mings gets his yellow card, but we have to talk about McGinn, who runs about 20 yards to knock Lacazette over. And like we said earlier, if this is Granit Xhaka, it's a straight red.
It's not Granit Xhaka, though, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to begin with.
It's a mute point. It's a mute point.
Xhaka does stupid fouls. We know it. He deserves every one he gets. I mean, it's not like the refs are picking on him. He does stupid shit. Just like he's walking away from the referee.
Thing too, right? It could constitute a red card. Easily.
He does stupid shit all the time.
What about that foul on Lacazette? Is that a red card or no? It's okay.
Yes.
You can just run
It's
up.
Yellow.
You can just run up.
That's a red card.
You can just run up and push somebody over like that. That's actually.
You know what is funny?
That's actually a yellow card. That's not.
Gary, I was shouting. Granit Xhaka, look at the referee. Granit Xhaka, look at the referee. Turn around, you idiot. Then I see him getting a yellow. I think just go to the referee and get your yellow. You're gonna get a red. And then he goes to the referee and he says, Then Lacazette comes and says, yay.
It is a red card. Yeah. It is a red card, but why are we surprised? These referees are absolutely hopeless.
Yeah.
They just
Like
don't
it's
do their
going
jobs
flying.
properly.
I
They're,
think
incon-
What pisses me off is this. What pisses me
they're
off is this.
consistently inconsistent.
This protectionism of Xhaka, you know, like, oh, if it was Xhaka, he's going to get a red card. Well, guess what? What Xhaka does constitutes a red card because he's a fucking idiot.
Yo, what a dummy.
You know, why do people, you know, he pushes a player. He pushed that player. He pushed the Aston Villa player, got a yellow card. Why are people questioning that? He pushed a player, got a yellow card. It's as simple as that. He does stupid crap that warrants red cards, and people are like, "Well, if it was Xhaka, yeah, because Xhaka
That
does
was his
that
only
stupid
foul of the
shit.
game. You hear that from the fans. It's like, it doesn't
You know,
matter. It's a fucking
Xhaka
yellow
does that
card.
stupid shit. That's why he gets those yellow and red cards.
I thought it was a little bit rich though, Sam. He gets a yellow card, that's fine, but the referee points to 3 imaginary spots.
Yeah, that of course was stupid, right? I mean, again, this referee, you know, he's not very good. You know, what are we supposed to do? The thing is, you got to look at each thing he does. Is it correct or not? For me, what he does with Xhaka was correct because it was a yellow card. He pushed the player. It's as simple as that. But yeah, okay, the whole 3 foul thing. Yeah, he probably yeah. He embellished a bit on that, probably, yeah. But
You're a Granit
then you
Xhaka,
look
so
at
you
the
must
McGinn-
have fouled in 3 different sectors of the
and then you
field.
look at
You
the,
must
then you
have.
look at the McGinn push. Then you look at the McGinn push, right? That should at least be a yellow, at least, possibly a red. It's borderline red, but nothing happens. So you know, it's the referee is not doing his job right. That's the thing.
Yeah, man, but these refs are really poor of
Yeah,
today.
they're terrible. They're terrible.
Brady said Xhaka was actually telling Andy Madley that if it was him, he would have been sent off as soon as possible. Referees are constantly inconsistent. So
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, yeah.
Usman, the halftime comes with Bern Leno jumping over Gabriel to grab a ball, which was good goalkeeping. We go in at halftime 1-0, but you can feel there's a sense of needle between the two sets of teams. Like it's starting to bubble a little bit.
I was a little wary
Yeah.
because of the way we. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead,
I
Usman.
was gonna say, yeah, cause like every chance that was there, every interception, takedown that was there, have been questionable between the two teams. You start to think, is that one worth a yellow? Is that one worth getting away? So like, seemed like something was going to happen between the two, but in the end, it kind of never came to fruition. So yeah, it was just like it could happen, but it just hasn't happened.
Yeah, December said, I don't get the 3 foul thing. Isn't a foul a foul? I think he's given it for
Yeah, there's no
consistent.
rule. There's no rule about a 3. There's no rules about that. But I know with referees, they normally have this like agreement with the players that you normally get one. You get your first like stupid thing for free, unless it's really stupid. You get your first like little niggle for free, right?
Yeah.
And then normally it depends on the referee. A referee might give you a reminder. Listen, okay, that's your final warning. The next time you're going in the book, right? Other referees might not give that final warning. So it's just discretionary, but there's nothing. There's nothing in the laws of football about it. Absolutely nothing. A foul is a foul. If it happens the first time, the third time, the 10th time, a foul is a foul. It's as easy as that.
Yeah, exactly. Second half starts with Gabriel, excellent defensive header. So although we had a lot of good defensive headers from dangerous crosses, wide as well. Saka steals the ball from Ramsey in the 53rd minute, 54th minute, Mill Smith Rowe. Good play to win a free kick. But we do need that second goal, my notes say, Gary. We need a second goal before Ings comes on. And we're lucky Ings didn't come on until close to the 80th minute.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't. It's one of those things where what is being said when we come out of halftime, because it looks like it doesn't really get us going in the right direction, because you got to know that you're going to want to get something. You're gonna want to put some distance between you and them, especially with, like you said, they've got Ings on the on the bench right there waiting to come in, and and the way the game ended shows you kind of what can happen if you don't get that second goal. You possibly could give away the points. So yeah, no, for me, it's like we said all along, it's a lot of what's going on in the final third, right? For me, it's too many extra touches. Much more. That's for me the killer, because it kills actually more chances than we even see. We only got 10 shots in the entire game, right?
We've
And
been close to 20 the last 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, even against Liverpool, I think we got more than that, right? So you like to think they're a little bit better defensively than not. So we should be able to get more than 10 shots on 10 shots in a game
Gary,
against a Villa team, regardless of whether it's home or away.
Couple of things going on there, maybe, Gary. We're sitting on a 1-0 lead mentally. We're not using the best situations. Lacazette had a great chance where he holds the ball up, and he could have slipped Odegaard with a lateral ball as he was running forward. And then the other thing is Villa is going to push us back.
It's not the point. It's not the chances that we didn't get. It's the chances that we didn't take. For me, we're in the box. We have a touch. Like Saka took so many extra touches that he dribbled right into a triple team.
Yeah.
Whereas he could have taken a shot as soon as he got the ball on that left wing when he came down. He could have taken it early, but he took extra touches, and then by the time he thought about it, he was already in the box with 3 players around him, lost the ball, and he went back the other way. And that's what I'm talking about in terms of the chances that we're not getting. It's not the ones that they stop us from getting, because that's going to happen. It's the ones where we actually have a chance and we never even get the shot off because we lose the ball, or we take too many extra touches and then we got a really, really difficult shot ahead of us. So that's for me. That's just what I notice. I feel like we can do better at that. We haven't. When we take 1 touches, you see good things happen a lot consistently. You look at a lot of the goals that we score. Most of the time, there isn't that extra touch as much as you think. I don't think anyway. So I don't know what you guys see in that stuff, but I kind of feel like the opportunities are there. We never get the shot off.
Is that what you're saying, Usman? The big chance for me was in the 77th minute, I think it was, where Lacazette does control that ball in zone 14, they call it. Needed to pass it to Odegaard, but never saw him. And perhaps every striker wants to score, right? So he's taking the shot instead of passing it to Odegaard, which is probably the best chance of a goal right there. And Arteta's on the sideline going crazy because the pass wasn't given to Odegaard.
I think with Lacazette, I think he suffers sometimes through, there are moments where he should shoot the ball, and then there are moments where he should pass the ball. And I feel like he just gets those moments mixed between the two, where the moment he has the chance to shoot, he decides to give it to someone else to take it. And when there's a moment for him to take it, he decides to shoot it. I don't know what it is. Well, that I feel like, I don't know, maybe his decision making when he gets to the final third isn't the best. So I feel like in that kind of situation, you expect someone like a Kevin De Bruyne to know what he's going to do with that ball when he's in that moment. So I feel like, the game could have been 2-0 if he had passed the ball. Well, not even if it wasn't 2-0, it would have still got us in the front burners.
Yeah, Tony, some good points there, Matt, from Usman. Maybe it's the decision making from Lacazette when he gets into those key moments. He's making the wrong decisions.
And in the past, he's made the right decisions. I think it's more of a thing that he's has to work so hard on holding up the ball, dropping back way deeper than he needs to be dropping back. I think if he's just playing striker, playing just with number 9 role, he makes for better decisions, but he's captaining the team now. He's trying to control the middle. He's doing so many things that his mind isn't thinking ahead and making those things that would come naturally when he's just sitting up front. He's thinking more than he needs to.
Sam, has that been happening in the last couple of games for Lacazette not taking the shots at the right time? Odegaard screaming for that ball down the right
Yeah,
channel.
and it should have passed to him, and it would probably may have even been a goal if he'd have done that. But no, Lacazette's just struggling with his decision making. Yeah, he's. But for me, he's always lacked decision making. He's always done the wrong thing, the wrong type of shot, or and then when he hits the ball, he doesn't hit the target. He's just not top quality. That's just as simple as that. He does well in the link-up play, as we've seen, which is why he has that role now, and he helps out linking up in attack, which is good. But in terms of actually scoring goals, he doesn't do the job. He's only got a few goals. He's not good enough. He gets chances, he just doesn't take them. And as a striker, predominantly your role is as a forward to score goals. That is what you should be doing more than anything else. He just doesn't do it. He's not good enough. It's as simple as that. He is not elite level what we need, and that's what hopefully we're going to go out and get in the summer.
Yeah, and I think Gary, I think Saka and Emil Smith Rowe can still get 10 plus goals a game. Even upgrading, what we need to do is upgrade that central striking player as well for us.
Yeah, I mean they're one goal away from 10 in the Premier League, right? So
yeah,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I think at the beginning of the season, I think I believe most of us were thinking they could get to that number, right, based on what they had been doing if they have a good year, and we're there. Hello there, Troy. So so I think that's what we're expecting from them. We just expecting some pickup from like a Pepe, an Aubameyang, a Lacazette, and we're getting absolutely nothing from that trio as a whole. And if you think about it, I think combined they don't even have 10 goals in the Premier League. Am I correct in that? I don't know. They might just have 10, but I think that's what we're lacking, right? It's the senior leadership for Arsenal. It's been holding us back this season, and the young kids basically pulling through when we need it. So, that's where we are. That's where we are. We definitely need some senior leadership that actually knows what they're doing, with whatever skill set they have. But go ahead, Usman. Yeah.
Yeah, Usman was welcoming Troy as well. But yeah,
okay. Yeah.
All good. So Usman, we see the substitutions needed. Saka comes off in the 68th minute for Pepe. Consequence of being fouled continuously, feeling the effects probably of that challenge from Mings in the first half. So we're kind of holding on in this period. Ings comes on with I think something like 5 minutes to go plus injury time. So we kind of got away with that. What I think if Steven Gerrard brought Ings on earlier, we don't know the circumstances, but it could have caused us more problems as well. And as Stan said yesterday in his tweet, Plan B for Arsenal seems to be bring Rob Holding on and batten down the hatches. That is our Plan B, Usman.
Yeah, I see that. That's probably when we want to close out the games where it's like we can't do anything more up front. It's like we might as well just close the gate and bring on another center back.
Yeah.
And there's no problem. There's no problem in that. As long as we don't do it all the time, because if it seems like we keep on closing the gates, then we might risk the chance of the opposition possibly getting an equalizer.
Yeah.
I mean, only leave the place with a single point.
Yep.
And another thing I want to mention is I was surprised how Aston Villa just decided to play the one striker up front with their attacking midfielders on the wings. Even though it shouldn't be a concern of mine, but if they did play their two strikers up front, then most likely it would have been a draw or possibly losing the game 2-1. But it's not my concern.
I love the way you said that. It shouldn't be a concern of ours, us Arsenal fans. Sam, if Steven Gerrard wants to wait till 85 minutes to bring on Danny Ings, we're going to take that all day long and bring on Leon Bailey. Bailey's a dangerous player, but he's going to provide the crosses. He's not going to get on the end of them. And take Ollie Watkins off and bring Ings on. Happy days, right?
I was surprised he took Watkins off and did a like-for-like swap. In terms of he wanted Ings on, who provides more aerial power, is a more powerful player. So he's definitely looking at more, maybe putting in more crosses and things like that. But for me, it was a bit strange when you need a goal, you're just doing a like for like swap instead of adding on a striker. You should have, as Usman said, should have had Watkins and Ings up front together. That would have given us a lot more trouble. A lot more trouble to handle. So yeah, you see Gerrard, he's finding his way as a manager as well. He's making some weird decisions as well. To put it that way.
Somebody called Tony Turner has chimed in. We can't criticize the team for late subs when we always do it under
Arteta. We can criticize because it's stupid. If they're chasing a goal and they have a big striker and they have some good talent up top, and they're not one. What difference does it make if it's a 2-0 loss at that point, right? In the last 10 to 15 minutes of the game, you're chasing a goal. You might give up a goal, but you're losing anyways.
Yeah. Really said, assemble. I thought Leto had an excellent game. I was a bit worried at the start, but he was solid. Sam, Pepe, does he stay next season, or what do you do with him?
No, we need to sell Pepe. We need to sell. we need to get rid of him. He's not part of our future. He can't be. He's not good enough. It's as simple as that.
Sam, I think that's the first time I heard you call him Pepe. What happened to Long John Silver?
Long John Silver. Yeah, we started with that a long time ago. Yeah. No, the thing is, people get blinded by the guy. Obviously has skill, right? You see flashes of skill, and I think people get very blinded by that because he can do this, he can do that. But when you actually look at what he actually does in terms of production and the decisions he makes, 9 out of 10, he is making the wrong decision. He's making the wrong pass. He's passing backwards instead of forwards. He's fluffing up the shot, or it's just not good enough. It really isn't for how long we've had him now. It's just not good. We need to move on from him.
Do you think that's a position that's going to get looked at in the summer? Because look at this. We got maybe 1 or 2 strikers. We've got a midfielder to get. We got a right.
It depends. I think it depends on how easily we get these 2 strikers in. I know we're going to go after 2 strikers. I think it depends on how easily we get them in. If we get them in quite early and, we're a bit, we have things ready, maybe you can look at moving on Pepe and maybe bringing in someone else for him or I don't know. If Hutchinson's ready. I know Hutchinson's been looking pretty good, but I don't know if you give him a chance or whatever. But maybe buy someone else as well. But yeah, I mean, listen, Pepe's not the worst of our problems, right? We need to keep things in perspective. But for me, in terms of do I think he's part of our future? No, I don't. I think we need to look at moving him on. But you're right. If we can't sell him and not have someone who can take his place, I agree. We need to have someone who can come in and play that position, and do a good job.
Because next season is going to look like hopefully Champions League for us, and then we're
going to need that rotation. We're going to need Saka. Saka's going to need to be rested some games next season, and to have someone who can play out right there that way and be a threat. Yeah, it's not going to be. Ideally we should have someone better than Pepe to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Saka cannot play 3 games in a week, week in, week out, cup games.
Is there a player? I was just wondering. This is probably to the group. Is there a player that we could get that if we played if Pepe was to play, we would get the Pepe we want, which would be goals and assists. Is there a player that we could pick up today that we put on the pitch?
What he needs is
that Pepe would be like a 10-10 player for us.
He needs fast transition.
You're saying improve Pepe, or saying is there another player we can have?
No. Is there another player that if we were playing if he was playing alongside or in front of, behind Pepe or alongside him, that we would get the best out of Pepe?
No, because he's played with everyone. He's played with everyone.
No, I mean in the world, we're going to pick up a new player. It sounds like you're saying it doesn't really matter. We could have the best.
No, because the guy's brain's not working. His brain's not screwed in correctly. It's but for me, I was watching the Palace FA Cup game today, and Olise he looks really bright. He looks really good. I wouldn't mind putting a sneaky bid in for him and use him instead of Pepe.
I will. We'll get into the FA Cup very soon, and I believe Liverpool right now is 0-0. I believe.
Yeah, still
Oh, it's 10
0-0.
minutes
Yep,
ago.
yep. They,
73 minutes, and
they
uh,
just brought
Cooper
on some subs, so we'll see if that
Cooper
helps them.
has done a
Yeah.
good job with Nottingham Forest. So we know all about that as well. But important to sign off with a win before the interlull here. Um, we would. Gary and I were kind of like 4.79 wouldn't be the worst in the world, but very happy to get those extra 2 points. So let's start off with Gary. We're going to get into the man of the match. I'm not going to foreshadow, but I think it's pretty straightforward and easy choice, Gary.
Is it? Okay, we'll see.
For me, anyway.
No, I mean, I kind of felt like once again you've got Partey helping us in the middle. Definitely, Saka was an issue all day for us, and I think those those are probably the two players that stood out the most for me in the game. Um, I kind of felt like, and I was calling for this the entire game: get the ball to Partey. Get the ball to Partey. Whenever he got the ball, 9 times out of 10, he did something good with it. He either moved the ball along, moved it upfield, whatever it was. I think I'm going to go with Partey. I know Saka scored the goal, but I think Partey, he's been playing really well. And similar to when I guess you guys were talking about Erdegaard having a really good game, and it wasn't, you didn't see you saw this. He was the person that kind of triggered everything. For me yesterday, Partey was really on. Whenever he got the ball, most of the time, it worked. I know as soon as I said it, he made a mistake, but most of the game he was on all game for me, and we weren't getting, like I said, as far as the players up top, they need to be a little bit more clinical, but as far as maintaining the discipline on the back end, I think he was really good there. So I'm going to go with Partey, even though it's probably not a big choice for many.
Yeah. Gunnar Glenn said, "What does Nketiah do when he comes on? He just helps Lacazette recover. He just runs around for a little bit. It is the most pointless sub in the Premier League. And when you look at Liverpool, you got any player from 5 you can put in. We've got Eddie. Just kind of says it all. And I want to give a shout out to James Fernandez as well, who's joined us. Hey lads, been a while. Hope you're all safe and well. What a spell Arsenal are having. Spurs beating West Ham. What a game in the North London derby will be. We're hoping, James, that it won't be as big a game when we come to that. But we'll see what happens. James is a Spurs fan, the resident Spurs fan on the channel. Usman, your man in the match from yesterday?
It has to be Thomas Partey.
Ooh, 2 votes for Partey. All right.
Yeah, I have to say him because it's one of those things where you don't see it. You're more focused on what's happening on the final third and who's gonna put in the balls in the net. But he was just the one that was holding it down in the middle and made sure everything was going according to plan. Even though there's a bit of moments where it might have gone wrong on other sides, but yeah, he kept it consistent enough. So it has to be Thomas Partey for me.
Brady says Pepe is best suited as an impact sub. No way he starts over Saka or Emil Smith-Rowe. I'm just going to go say Bukayo Saka, Sam, for me. I thought he was man of the match. I thought I know age is creeping up on Ashley Young, but I don't like the player ever since his
he's always been a niggly, horrible little player, hasn't he, Ashley Young?
And he's come out and being a little salty
yeah,
in the last 24 hours in that interview. Yes, Arsenal are celebrating taking another 3 points because basically we've been 8th place the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And these young players want to go somewhere and do something. And being in Champions League is something they want. So we can celebrate a win as we go, Sam. So for me, Bukayo Saka, the 2 lads up top said Partey. Who are you going for, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, Saka had a good game. He scored a goal. I tend to agree with Partey actually because he's improved so much the last few games from where he was earlier in the season, and I thought he had a good game yesterday. He's the engine room, right? That's what he really drives that midfield. You know, keeps it ticking over, and he's good at getting hold of the ball. His passing has been good lately. He'll pass the ball forwards. He'll do some good passes that opens up our attacking play instead of just the simple sideways and backwards that Xhaka mostly does.
Seems like he's enjoying the little tweak in midfield, Sam.
Yeah, he's getting more of. I think he's being able to do a bit more, open up a bit more of what he can do. Being given maybe a bit more,
Space working.
Yeah, a bit more. I was going to say a bit more free, a bit more license to do what he wants. A bit more, open up a bit more on what he can do. Yeah, very good game for Partey, definitely. I thought Ben White had a good game. I thought Ben White had some really nice crucial tackles and some nice interventions in defense.
Liverpool just went ahead.
I saw Gary smirk, and they
because like 5 minutes before that, Nottingham Forest had an opportunity and just missed the shot by like a foot. And guess who scores for Liverpool?
Diaz.
No. Who always scores against us? Against us.
Oh, Jota.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Jota's had an amazing season. He's turned into an amazing player for them. But yeah, so for me, I can agree on Partey actually, because I think Partey had a really good game.
So Stan said if Cedric continues in the same vein, we may not need to get a backup.
Yeah, I agree. He's been looking good. For a backup, he's definitely doing a good job.
Yeah, I mean cup games and when we needed Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu is a bit of a worry now. I'm getting Diaby vibes off of him. I think Gunnar Glenn is just a consequence of him coming from Italy and getting adapted to the Premier League and the amount of games he's got to play. And maybe not the amount of games, Sam, it's the physicality of the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's been injured a lot. I think, give him a chance. There is that, like you say, there's that transition phase where, they are going to, it takes a lot of getting used to the Premier League. The pace is quicker, it's tougher, it's more physical. They're going to pick up injuries a bit more than what they're used to in Italy. And I think he just needs to get used to it a bit more. But I'm not worried about his injuries, because he's in full training. So it's just a matter of when he's going to start. He's back in full training. So.
All right. So I think there's 3 votes for Partey and 1 for Saka. But, Tony has he's got full control of this section of the podcast. And
yeah, I got full power. We've been kind of wanting this forever because all we can do is play down the flanks. Now we can finally penetrate down the middle. So we'll make it 4 out of 1. Ray, you're shit out of luck. Sorry. Partey gets it.
Partey gets it. Hey, I'm not against that.
I thought I was being out there. I was taking a chance out there with Partey, but
maybe you convinced the other 3, Gary.
Yeah. Well, like I was doing a watch along, and the whole time through it, I'm like, just give the ball to Partey, and then everything will settle down. And every time he got the ball, everything just slowed down, because he does that when the ball gets at his feet, right? Everything, all the craziness going around in the game just kind of slows down, and then he usually picks the right thing to do next. So, he's passing it either to Erdegaard or to Xhaka, and when he moves up the pitch, or passing it back just to get it out of danger. So, yeah, really liked him. But I liked the way he played yesterday.
Took 18 months for the player we wanted, but he's here now.
Listen, Tony, you think it's a slight tweak that we're getting the best out of Partey now, without trying to get incendiary here, because we all know about the Xhaka, and we're not going to get into that minefield, are we? So steer away from that minefield. Just answer the question about Partey.
It's about the formation to me that it's always given in a different formation.
Do you think he's reveling in the extra freedom he's got?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Kahoot
time. We'll have a little bit of chat about FA Cup. Usman, if you want to play, download the Kahoot app on your iPhone if you have one. You can play. It is a color-coded, multiple-choice answer. 11 questions.
Okay.
11 questions involved. So we'll give everyone a chance to log in. 10 players can play. The pin, you don't have to sign up for anything, Usman, or anyone else who's watching. You don't have to sign your life away. You don't have to give your credit card number or anything like that. And it's a little bit of fun. It's a little bit interactive fun. And so today's quiz is about yes, I am a professional footballer. Which team do I play for? You know, that's a hint for everyone out there. But Sam, a real quick question while you're signing on there. You mentioned Crystal Palace. Patrick Vieira is doing a great job there in the FA Cup. Now he's going to probably go up against the big boys, City, Chelsea, and Liverpool.
Yeah. No, I mean he might get a point out. He might get a point out of one of those games. Of course, you know that's going to be extremely tough fixtures for him. But I just want to give Patrick Vieira some kudos because when he first got that job after coming from Nice, I think everybody thought, "Oh, that's it. It's just going to be, you know, straight in and out. He's going to lose a few games, get sacked again." No one really had any confidence in him, but he's done a really good job at Crystal Palace. He's brought in a few players there who are playing really well together. He's got a style that's working now, an attacking style, a playing style that you can see that they're doing well with. He seems to be making some good tactical decisions. He seems to motivate them well. They're saying it's the from what I've been reading and what the pundits have been saying, you know, the Crystal Palace squad, they a lot more harmony there within the team now. They're working well together. So you got to give kudos. You know, got to give credit where it's due. So the big guy's doing a good job.
Tony?
That's his 19th straight FA Cup win as a player and coach.
Yeah, done well in the
You
FA
better
Cup.
get that in before he gets to a semi-final. Better get that in before he gets to the semi-final, before he plays at Chelsea, or City, or Liverpool. Can Palace get to the final?
They could
It's
do.
the FA Cup. It can happen, right?
They could do. They could
Yeah.
very well do.
I would really would love them to go on and win it now. Obviously, we don't have as much love for Liverpool, City, or Chelsea. So, yeah, that's the FA Cup. We got 6. There is 4 more places for anyone who wants to join in here. So, Riddy, banking on Sam to maintain his 100% Kahoot win record. Is that true, Sam? You're 100%?
Well, technically, yes, because last time I had a couple of calls and interruptions during, so it ruined my play. So technically, when I've been able
Riddy
to
is pretty strong, and Mr. Tom is pretty strong as well. We'll have a word about Leeds as well before we go right at the end of the show. But we'll wait to win.
Hey, me and
another
Gary
minute
at
or
one
two.
too, right?
We got 7 people in.
I can't get in. The Kahoot app won't stay up. It just comes up and then goes shuts right down. I don't know what's going on.
using the right code.
No, the app doesn't even stay up
There's
long
a
enough.
joke in there somewhere. I'm not gonna
Use it on the internet. Use the
Use
website,
another
right?
internet? How do I use another internet?
Use the website.
Oh, you can do it on the website? Oh, I didn't know I could do it on the website. Ah.
You've got a second screen. They just whack it up on the second screen.
All right. I didn't know I could do that. Play. All right.
Hey, we got 8 people in there now. So Tony's Beard is here. Good night, Stephen OT, Captain Shipwreck. That might be, I don't know who that is. Sam the Man, AFC Reds, Usman, Mr. Tom. Now we've got 7. Okay, we're going to go in about 60 seconds, so get ready. This is the Kahoot quiz is about lesser known players in the squads of teams, and you have to name which team they're from. It's not really hard. There's a couple of easier ones in there. Feeling confident, Sam?
No, I'm not good with some of these deep squad players.
All right, here we go. We're going to start. I'll take the pin number off and bit off. because Tony complains about it covering the view, right?
I just complain about the damn Kahoot music.
Where you see if I'm good technically, Tony. Here we go. See if I can do this quick, Tony.
You can't do anything quick, right?
Aren't you in Chrome?
Yeah, I don't know.
You can just mute the tab.
All right. We got 9 people in. You got about 5 seconds, right? For any. All right. Let's go. Confident, Gary?
No.
No. All right. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. 9 people in. This is good. It's true. I am a professional footballer. What's my team? Fernando Marcal. I play for Watford, Wolverhampton Wanderers, Manchester City, or Everton. Got 5 answers in. Get your answers in as quickly as possible. First, you got to get the correct answer. Second, the speed. 6 people correct with Wolverhampton Wanderers, Fernando Marcal. 1 incorrect, Everton. 1 incorrect, Watford. Sam, the man off the lead, just over Captain Shipwreck. Usman in 3rd place. Usman could be strong, I think, here. Yannick Vestergaard. Who does he play for? Sheffield Wednesday FC, Brentford, Leicester City, or Brighton? Yannick Vestergaard. Maybe
I just want to know where Ray comes up with all these gifts at.
It's happy. It's spring. It's spring, Tony. Happy spring. Leicester City. I channel my inner Tony to get these gifts.
I knew it was Leicester City because during preseason, Fofana broke his leg and they signed Vestergaard as an emergency signing.
All right. And you're in the lead, Usman. Mr. Tom second. Mr. Tom is formidable, so Rids is formidable too. So you got the chasing pack. Sam, come on.
I'm guessing, so.
Eric Peters.
Oh my gosh.
Eric Peters, Burnley, Leicester, Chelsea, or Norwich.
I'm guessing again.
Everybody's guessing, Gary.
No, Usman just said he knew who Vestergaard was.
That's not a penalty.
Eric Peters, who does he play for? We got 8 answers in, 6 of them correct. Burnley. Mr. Tom has the highest answer streak of 3.
Oh, fuck.
All right, okay. You're still in the lead, Usman. Tom is coming hard, and Rids is right there too. Shipwreck and Tony's beard. Come on, be better. There's 11. There's 7 more. Go. Ryan Fredericks. Who's Ryan Fredericks play for, Tony? Liverpool, West Ham, Arsenal, or Burnley?
Yeah.
You got to be faster than the sloth answering. Tony,
I thought
the
picture of Sam.
No, West Ham FC. 8 correct answers. Usman is maintaining his lead. Mr. Tom, your weekend is about to be ruined, Mr. Tom. Enoch Mwepu. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Enoch Mwepu. Brighton FC, Aston Villa, Southampton, or Leicester City.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
These idiots are fucking cheating. You know that. Fucking.
Yeah.
Who's cheating?
That's why I'm holding my phone up here.
I'm fucking cheating.
What? How can you cheat?
Could you have
Use Google.
Can have a third screen or your phone up with fucking just Google the name.
It can't be that quick. You have to be faster than that.
20
Two
seconds.
correct answers for
Ray
Brian.
used to have it set up fucking 30 seconds.
Usman got that one correct. You have a nice gap now, Usman. Second, Mr. Tom, AFC Reds. Third, Shipwreck and Tony's Beard. Maybe fighting for third spot here. Harvey Elliott. Crystal Palace, Watford, Leeds, or Liverpool. Harvey Elliott. Riddy's putting his excuses out already. Slow internet. Tony, who's Harvey Elliott? Liverpool. Probably playing today even. Usman, you have a very good lead, Usman. 6 correct answers in a row.
Ugh.
You can't know all of them. Fucking cheating.
Fabio. Brighton, Newcastle, Burnley, Southampton. Fabian Shaw. Usman knows.
Yeah, fucking Google it.
There's Tony drinking his coffee this morning.
I thought he was.
5 correct answers. He's
he's gone there. Okay.
Newcastle defender.
Oh, of course, Usman knew it.
Ridge is second. Mr. Tom.
I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to know the next one too.
Usman, don't let them get it. Don't let them get.
He's high enough. He can throw one question out, Sam, to make it look like he's not cheating.
He's quick on Google, isn't he?
4 left.
Everybody should get this one. Come on.
Everyone should get this one right. Eberechi,
Oh my gosh.
Leicester City, Everton.
Oh man, you know, I dilly-dallied. I lost some points waiting around to get this run right. Yeah.
Easy peasy.
You play fantasy football, Usman?
Yeah.
That probably helps you. Crystal Palace is the correct answer. Who picked Leicester City? Come on. Reds and Mr. Tom are in an epic battle for second place. Stephen OT and Sam the Man, epic battle for fourth place. Usman is out in the lead. Not going to say unassailable, but
Usman's going to throw this one on purpose.
Salah Ulad Mhan, Arsenal, Leeds United, Liverpool, Chelsea. Salah Ulad. That's Tony's cat. Four correct answers for Arsenal, 1 incorrect for Leeds, 3 incorrect for Liverpool. Usman remains in the lead. AF Rids has solidified second. Mr. Tom third. There's a fight between Tony's Beard and Sam the Man for fourth place. I think there's 2 left here to go. Sam Greenwood. Come on, Sam. Sam Greenwood. Leicester City, Leeds United, Liverpool, or Arsenal. Is Sam playing?
I'm fucking brilliant.
Come on, Sam.
Sam
Greenwood.
gave up.
Sam Greenwood, you better get this one right.
I know it.
Sam, where do you play?
I'm telling you, Gary.
Damn it.
5 correct answers. Leeds United, Sam Greenwood. I think Mr. Tom would have got this right as well. 1 incorrect for Leicester, 1 incorrect for Arsenal. I think that Arsenal vote was a protest vote. I don't know. Usman's won 10 in a row, 10 correct answers in a row, Usman.
He's good at Google.
I think the top 3 is set now, but here's the last one. Mohamed Salazou, Liverpool, Southampton, Crystal Palace, or Brighton? Reddy said the Sam Greenwood question finished me. Yeah, hand out your congrats to Usman already.
I fucking got that one wrong.
5 correct answers of Southampton. A pretty good defender for Southampton. 3 for Brighton. All right. It's true. I am a professional footballer. What's my team? Mr. Tom, your 100% record is gone, but you get a podium. Rids, also very consistently in second place. Rids. I don't know if Rids is going to like being the bridesmaid a lot of the time.
Google comes in first place. Way to go, Google.
The number one Googler.
Listen.
This is haters.
Let
man.
me just say this. Let me say this. Like the options come out first before the question even appears, so I don't pick anything. That's first. Secondly, the only one I didn't know was the first one. I think that was Fernando Marçal. I had no idea who he played for, so I guess Wolverhampton Wanderers because of his name Fernando. I was just a lucky guess. Everyone else is just because of FIFA, because of fantasy football, and that was just it.
Sam's just bitter. He wants to get a win. That's all.
I lost on that one.
We appreciate you explaining yourself, but you didn't have to. There's just some people in here are a little bit salty because they've been winning, and Usman rocks up. It's your first go at this, Usman, right?
Yeah, this is the first one.
Usman's not allowed on here on Sunday anymore.
Usman is going to be sanctioned.
What was it with the 11 questions? Or you couldn't be bothered with the 12th one then?
What?
Why do you only have 12 questions, don't you? You only had 11.
I'm trying to bring it to 11 players on a team, so 11 questions.
Oh, okay.
Plus, I already gave you the answer, Sam Greenwood.
Yeah, Sam Greenwood. He was talent. We got him from Sunderland. We had him at Arsenal, and then he signed for Leeds.
Stephen, who fixed
this? Stan wants Mr. Tom banned.
Stephen, I'm sorry, it's out of my hands. It's Kahoot. Who fixed this? I went to choose the answer, and time's up. Yet everyone else has played. I seem to think Gary has the same type of complaints about these things.
No,
did it go better on the internet?
Mine was just the app.
It's funny how the losers have those.
Oh no!
Gary's won one.
I wasn't complaining. I would like to have logged into the app. That's all.
Look at that. I mean, that's amazing. Mr. Tom said you got 9 out of 11. It's a shame the standard is so high. And we want to know who your fantasy football players are, Usman, because we're going to start playing fantasy football and we're going to steal your lineup.
Same old Tom, always cheating.
Well, you know what? Not a bad theory. Fernando Marçal. You just go with a Fernando, and there's like 11 Fernandos.
I guess Wolves on that one as well, because Wolves is basically a fucking Portuguese farmer club, isn't it?
Yeah. Sam Greenwood question finished me. So
yeah, no, he used to play for Arsenal. He was a talent at Arsenal, and he signed for. The interesting thing is, he might actually have been given a chance now with all this Nketiah and Balogun crap. He might have actually been given a chance, but no, he went to Leeds.
Stan says, "How come no matter how quick I answer the question, someone else always answers it first?"
Yeah,
there's always somebody better than you out there.
There's always someone with slightly better, always.
Maybe it's your internet speed. You need to, maybe a little slow on the internet. Internets, as they say.
Yeah, the internets.
Slower upload.
Just fire up your second one, Gary. It's as easy as that. Fire up your second one. All right, and let's talk about Gary. You usually have a couple of topics if you want to throw anything out. We go to international break now. We got 4 Arsenal players going there. 3 now. Ramsdale's injured, right?
Yeah. Well, you would expect if he doesn't play in the last game that he's not going to be healthy all of a sudden to go play for England, right? I mean, I personally, I kind of like to see Milswifro and Saka play more because they need some shooting. I'd like to see them score some goals for England. And Ben White should be better than the fridge, right? So there you go.
Quick word also, Gary, about Leeds. Great win for them on Friday. I got to mention Leeds. And
yeah, they're down two, come back and score 3, right? So
yeah,
they got. I mean, I guess they got help from the red card, meaning that they had less players to go against. But yeah, no, that was a good win for them. I don't know. I don't think. I think Mr. Tom and Mark aren't probably going to be on speaking terms for a while.
yeah. Mr. Tom, I will drop a backstage pass in now. So Usman, final thoughts on. First of all, congratulations, Usman. You're the new Kahoot champion.
Thank you.
With that comes an option to defend your title next Sunday as well.
Okay.
Or you can cut and run and be forever 100%. Your choice.
I'll let you know then. I'll let you know at that moment in time.
just like Mr. Tom, just like Sam, and just like Brady as well. Yeah, so thanks for joining us, Usman. Stick around. We're going to have a backstage pass where we invite someone on after the lights go down here. Final thoughts on Arsenal this season so far and where we are right now. It's kind of all in our hands, right?
Yeah, it's all in our hands right now. It's ours to lose, as I would say it. Yeah, it's ours to lose. What I would be expecting though is I can see them doing it. It's just down to them to continue doing what they've been doing for the past few weeks to get back to the Champions League. For next season, I'm actually kind of like concerned with what's going to happen to like Folarin Balogun once he comes back from loan. When Saliba comes back, is he going to be in the first team? Like who's gonna leave the club? Who's gonna come in? I'm still in the middle with Nicolas Pepe because I feel like we would still need him in different situations.
Yep.
Yeah, because
I agree with you on that one. We're going back and forth.
But Arteta won't use him, so it doesn't matter. Another mute point.
Well, Tony, you say that, but we're gonna hopefully we have more games. We can't go out of cups. We can't go out of an FA Cup in the first.
We've seen this season he didn't rotate for the cups.
Yeah.
So
like Usman, I've come to the realization Pepe's not he's not one of the 5 worst players at the club. He's not one of the 5 positions that need upgrading, and I just feel that we're going to be helped by academy players. We're going to be helped by some loans coming back, Usman, and we're going to be helped by some players coming in to upgrade positions as well. And we go back and forth on this week in, week out, right, Gary?
Yes, we do. I mean, if he was Arteta's player, he'd be playing. So the fact that he doesn't get as much playing time says it all right there. All right? If Milswifro comes off the bench, unless he starts. Pepe should, for some, at least for me, I felt like it would be a nice person to have to come off the bench when you need to score. We know Eddie is he's on the list, and nobody else really is as solid comes on, right?
I like this, Gary. Liverpool City
Rob Holding's been coming on the last few weeks.
We're talking about Crystal Palace. Possibly, I would give Crystal Palace a chance against Chelsea in the semi-final. So, I would love to see Patrick Vieira get to the final with Crystal Palace, and hopefully, that reminds me a little bit of Crystal Palace against Man United years ago with one Ian Wright coming to the fore, and he was an Arsenal legend then. Sam, final thoughts on everything Arsenal related and beyond, and Kahoot or whatever.
Yeah, just a bit of everything.
Free license, yeah, whatever you want to say. In the
No,
final
no,
one.
no. We're just agreeing with the guys here. You know, they're all making good points. You know, it's in our hands. You know, we can't really worry about the teams around us. We have to do our job. That's what we have to rely on ourselves. And for me, I just think we need to see a bit more out of Lacazette. He needs to start scoring some goals because we rely so heavily on Saka and Emil Smith Rowe and Odegaard to score the goals. We need Lacazette to help more. You know, he needs to just to step up. Yeah, but I think things are looking pretty good. I think the advantage is definitely on our side to get that Champions League spot, and that make the summer very interesting because if we get Champions League football, all of a sudden the type of player we can attract and do deal with is very different. You know, we can go from the top shelf, so it'll be very interesting to see. And yeah, I think we'll do it. I think the way things look now, I think we'll do it. But you never know; things can change. Football is is a fickle beast, isn't it? So we'll see. But it's been very interesting.
Yeah. Tony, your final thoughts, and then I'll go to Gary and finish it up.
My first thought, I want to know why Sam's camera is panned so high. If there's some
Jesus Christ,
other
Tony.
cam in the room,
You happy now?
it's still high.
It still looks like Sam.
This is me. This is
This is me. Deal with it.
This is me. To me, hopefully we're ready for Palace because I'll be up for it. I think that one might slip us up, and then other teams will be closing in on us. But hopefully we are ready for that game.
Yeah. Yes, Tom said the audacity of Tony, of all people, commenting on someone's.
Yeah, how many times do I have to see your dirty butt when you get out of the wheelchair?
I'm getting flashbacks.
Right. You done, Tony? Let's wrap it up. Yeah. Gary, take us home, Gary.
All right. Yep. So we're getting out of here. Got 2 weeks. We should hopefully, like I said, we'll just get to see some of the youngsters play. Hopefully, Milsroof Rowe could do with some. I'd like to see him score. That would be really cool. Score some more. Let's just say that. So yeah, more of that. Anybody else playing internationally that's going? No, right?
I think we got Gabriel and Martinelli going to Brazil. I think
that's right. If Martinelli is sick, he probably isn't going, and that might be a good thing for him. I'd rather have him rested and ready to go for us when he gets back. So yeah. So got the 3 points. We're still in. We are what, 4 points or 3 points now? 3 points, right? You're 3 points ahead of United. Is that right?
Yeah, it's in good shape. We're in good shape. Tottenham have jumped up to 5th place. We are 3 points ahead, 4 points ahead of United, with a game in hand. And yeah, things are going well.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy, right? We are 5 points behind Chelsea, man. Who would have thought that at this time of the season we would be 5 points behind Chelsea's, and we still have to play them. So anything can happen, right? So
yeah.
So cool. Yep.
Imagine if we did something the first 3 games. It wasn't preseason like Ray thinks it was.
Yeah. He never knows when I'm joking.
Ray, you were serious. Everybody believed you.
Ray, you're not a very good con man.
It's called Ray propaganda, and you all fell for it.
You're not that smart.
Look at that, Gary. Oh, I am 81.5% towards the target of 66.
Only thing Ray's good at doing is manipulating math. Other than that, he's
all right. We are out of here. Thanks, Sam,
everyone.
for stopping by.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been great as always.
Cool.
Thanks, Gary.
Bye, Rain Man.
Usman, hope you had a great time, and we'll hopefully see you again, Usman. Thanks for joining. You are the partiness, the Kahoot King for today. So.
Way to go, Google.
Very much.
Thanks, everyone. It's pretty good to be an Arsenal fan right now. So let's keep on winning. Let's keep the Keep the smiles rolling. Take care, everyone. We'll be around during the